June the 2nd this evening, and it's a very nice evening. There's a bit of a breeze that keeps the temperature up despite the clear sky, but that clear sky is going to become clouded over during the night, and we're going to have rain probably around dawn. But I'm back here again for another glowworm survey. This is a strange season. It could be a dismal season, the worst ever, based on the few records that have come in so far. But after finding 2 females here on May the 18th, I then came up last week, didn't find a single glowworm at all, and that surprised me because it was ideal conditions. I did film it, but I've just never put it out. The ideal conditions being overcast, very mild, and there'd been rain during the day, but it was perfect, and I was shocked, I'll be quite honest, not to find a single glowworm. John Maxwell came up on May the 30th and he found 2 here, but this isn't the only site producing poor numbers, because Harlow Wood, a site equaling the records here really now in the last few years, that only produced 2 females the other night as well when Jason and Callum King surveyed that site. What I'm going to get tonight, I've no idea. We could get a few, could get 1 or 2, could get none. It remains to be seen. Well, if there's anyone new to the channel and have not seen or clicked on one of these glowworm survey videos, I'll just give a brief explanation of what I do. But I go around a specific route. That route can vary though occasionally, depending on how many glowworms are out and about and visible. But start off in section O. I'll go down through section O and then go along sections L and M. Usually come straight back through those 2 sections, up sections K and J up to the highest point of the site, and then down through the grass strip of D, C, B and A. But it is prone to variation, just depends if there's good numbers of glowworms or not. So that's the plan anyway, but it's a worry, the low numbers. I know I've not been up very often, but the numbers should be better by now. Numbers typically gradually build up. We always used to get an early peak of some description, sometimes bigger than the main peak, and that was about 10 days after the first females appeared. But on average, the main or the highest counts were produced around about 30 days after the first females appeared. So we've still got a while to go yet, and so there is still room for numbers to improve. I'm hoping that they improve this evening. So it's down through section O and then along through sections L and M. That breeze seems to have just slackened off a little bit. Nightjars are around, of course. It's mainly flight calls that I can hear. I've only heard one bird chirr. Has been walking down through section O. Just met somebody else and he was, well, he'd been looking for glowworms, but a little bit early really. Unless of course there aren't any, but they should be glowing by now, certainly on some of the more shaded tracks and paths. But anyway, I'm going to go along section L here, which is the section that you're looking down now, then through M and back through these 2 sections probably, and then we'll go up K and J up to the centre tree. But it's a very nice night, very nice indeed, with a half moon, and let's hope that doesn't put off any potentially glowing females, because the moon does make a difference. Well, gone along sections L and M and come back through those 2 sections, not a sign of a female glowworm at all. I'm starting to get worried that there's no glowworms, because when sections become active they continue to become active over the following days and for several weeks. This hasn't, and that's what's worrying me, because I think the two females that John Maxwell had were in a different area. There's nothing at all along here, and I am starting to get concerned. Never had this before. Yes, there was one season, I think, or 1 year, in which after finding the first female glowworms, we struggled to get counts into double figures, and that went on for about a fortnight, I think, but never had it where it's like this. It could change as I go through sections K and J, but I'm not hopeful, and I am particularly worried about the lack of glowworms here. Well, I am surprised with this, because I have found this female tucked quite well off the path under, well, it's a sweet chestnut that this one is under, and she's glowing nicely, but I nearly missed her. She sat on the side of a leaf, and the head, or the head end, is to the left at about a 10 or 11 o'clock angle from the glowing plates there. I don't think that this one has a male. Wouldn't be in this position if a male was in attendance, and certainly if a male was copulating. But I'm very pleased to have actually got one. I didn't think I was going to get one. I really didn't. But this one is about halfway up section J. May well get another one perhaps now further up. Oh, I'm happy about that. But there again, this is only the 5th female that we've recorded. I know site's not being visited every night, but I've no reason to suggest that I've missed any numbers at all. And here she is, just clinging to that old dead leaf. If I move the light away, you can see her glowing. Looks a decent sized female. Magical little things these. They're only about maybe an inch long. Some just over, some smaller. I've had some tiny females at times. At last we've got one, but this seems a very poor year. Well, it is a poor year so far. I'm hoping that it picks up. But it's entirely plausible. We used to talk years ago that we've got to have a poor year some years. We didn't really get a poor year. But I can't see this being a late season with a late peak in July, or not with such an early start. Typically, seasons last pretty much the same length of time. I say it's a gradual build-up and a gradual decline. Let's hope that for some reason, number 5 of the year here is going to be one of many. Well, bad news regarding the Purple Emperor that I lost up here near the back end of last year, but then refound it, decided to leave it, and it's been fine since it relocated to a bud. Prior to that bud opening up, it started feeding. It's gone through the instars, it went through L4 fine, and the last I saw it, it had molted into L5, and then I didn't come up for about a week, and the week is long enough for a Purple Emperor larva to go through L5 and wander off to pupate, but I can't find any sign with ultraviolet light of the pupa. And I've looked all over this tree and there's no sign of it. I didn't see it when I looked for it last week. I hate to say it, but I wished that I'd taken it into care with the Magnificent Seven. Where do they disappear to? Do they get predated in L5? But we've seen this so many times. So many times it's unreal. Well, we have a second female right at the top of section J and under the shade of trees again. This one isn't having to compete with the moonlight and glowing very nicely. I'll just illuminate her a little bit. There she is. On this one at least you can see the two sort of anal plates, those two small circular plates at the end of the body, and she has a full set of other plates. I was surprised to find the first one, and to find this one is even more surprising. Maybe the moon is having an effect, but a lot of section K and section J, especially J, is still shaded by trees, so it's fine for females to glow. The grass strip probably isn't going to produce any because it's in full moonlight, but at least we have two again. Well, here's a nice collection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Cortesius unicolor, which are the larger reddish beetles here, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 Teredos cylindricus, all gathered in this particular spot. I've not seen this before. Cortesius unicolor is red data book 3, and Teredos cylindricus red data book 1. They come no rarer, not in classification anyway, but nice to see. And these beetles are always here on the centre tree, occasionally even on mild nights in winter. Oh, disappointment really. Despite having two female glowworms in section J, nothing down through the grass strip here, even though sections A and sections B and the majority of section C are indeed in shade, but they may not have been in shade as darkness fell. But it's a shame that no females recorded at all in the grass strip. It seems that long gone are the heady days when we could find and did find up to 100 females in a single night on this grass strip. That seems to have ended now, and I don't know really what to make of the numbers this year, apart from them being very, very low, of course. But will they improve? Don't know. Really don't know. Never known a year like this. Even though I don't come up every night, you still get an idea of what's happening here. And there certainly seems to have been a big decline. This is the strangest glowing season I've ever known. But on the plus side, we did see two red data book beetles in the same frame on the centre tree. And shame about the bad news regarding the purple emperor larva. That seems to have succumbed somehow and in some kind of way. Yet again, we lose another, and I will be regretting not taking that larva into captivity, at least the last time I saw it. I should have done, but there again, hindsight is a wonderful thing if we were possessed with it.